There is a huge opportunity for black folks right now who are trying to better their lives or build their lives for themselves or their families, and nobody is talking about it. If you are a person who is in the travel space, if you are a person who has went to these different countries, or you are thinking about going to these different countries, I need you to understand that this is one of the biggest opportunities. And I'm not just saying that, because what I want to do is I want to explain to you why this is a huge opportunity. In fact, I want to give you the tip of the iceberg and then allow you to see where I'm going with it, so then you can understand exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So if you've thought about this before, you've probably ran into the mainstream media's content when it comes to traveling, right? You probably heard of passport bros, you probably heard of passport sis, you probably heard of the gender war, you probably heard of these dating gurus who are talking about you need to pay for this, or they need to pay for that, or they need to cook this, or they need to clean, they need to do all this other stuff. The whole point of this media is designed to, one, trigger your emotions, because whatever they're telling the guys, they're telling the girls the complete opposite. And then you guys get into the comment sections and start duking it out. And listen, I'm not immune to entertainment. We all like to be entertained. But at the end of the day, understand that it is entertainment, and it is designed to just distract you from your everyday life. But again, you have to realize that it's distracting you from this giant major opportunity. So whatever the things that you're hearing, passport bros, passport sis, these people are going over here and taking advantage of people, or going over here and they're doing this or they're doing that, understand they're just trying to trigger your emotions. They're just trying to get you to go into those comment sections and bicker with people. We've seen this before. There are actually making different bots where they have a black profile picture, a black woman or a black man profile picture, and they'll just have it say the most outlandish things and argue with people in the comment. It drives engagement, which drives views and shares, which drives likes, which drives money. Okay. So understand that's their whole game. And so what I want to do is I want to teach you about that. First of all, I want to tell you about that, which I just did. But then I want us to take a step back, and I want us to actually look at the giant opportunity that is here. So understand this, right? The giant opportunity is, for the first time in our history, it is now easier to become a global citizen. What is a global citizen? It's exactly what it is. A global citizen is a person with a passport who is able to get to, I want to say the United States can get into over 160 countries. You can double check that, but pretty much every major country that you wanted to get into, you could get into with the blue passport. And what that means is, if you are making 100% of your income online, that means you can travel and live in these different spaces. Now, at first, you may just be looking at that like, oh, I could take a nice vacation in Italy, or a nice vacation in Kenya, or a nice vacation in Hawaii, or whatever, right? You may be thinking about that. That's how most people think of travel, because that's how it's always been done. But what I'm here to tell you, especially if you're more of a younger person, or maybe an older person who has their life together as far as their 401k and their savings and things of that nature, I'm here to tell you that this is the biggest opportunity in human history as far as black folks, because again, the barrier to entry to make it in the United States has always been high, and it keeps growing and it keeps growing, and inflation, and it keeps growing and keeps growing. And what the job of that is designed to do is to keep the rich rich and to keep the poor poor, and try to get rid of everybody else in the middle. We understand that, right? This isn't something this is not a conspiracy theory. This is real life, okay? And unless you're willing to work very, very hard, or you're able to know people or have connections, or you already have money, it's going to be very difficult for you to reach that extra level. Can some people do it? Yes. But does the average person do it? No. And so here's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're an individual and you have access to the internet has completely changed the game for everybody, because that means that you're able to earn a full-time income 100% on the internet. Whether that's a W-2, you're working for somebody else, whether you're working for yourself, you're able to provide services for somebody, whether you're running your own online business, whether you're in digital marketing, whatever it is that you're doing that's making 100% of your income online, you can take those American dollars and then go to these different countries. See, if I said that you're able to make $2,500 on the internet, you're able to make $2,500 in California, you're able to make $2,500 in Miami, you're able to make $2,500 in New York, people would laugh at you. You would be damn near poor, damn near living in a box, or at least a very small closet. if not homeless, right? But if you were to take that $2,500 and you were to go to Mexico, you were to go to Colombia, you were to go to Venezuela, you would go to Ecuador, you would go to Peru, you would go to Kenya, South Africa, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, and many, many more, right? If you were to go to these places, you're not only are you going to be living a great life, but you're going to start off at least middle class, upper middle class into that rich area. And that's only with $2,500. So imagine if you had a higher quality of life and you said, you know what, I want to buckle down and I want to make $3,000. I want to make $3,500. See, now we start to get into what can really happen with our life when we start to increase the amount of American dollars that we're generating and bringing it over to these different countries. And this is what the beautiful thing is, because if I want to say the average price of a home, and please double check this information, the average price of a home in America, I believe, is $400,000. $400,000. You heard me right. But again, if you were to look at these other places, all that list of countries that I just named for you, the average cost for a home is not going to be $400. It's going to be much less. So what does that mean? That means your opportunity to own real estate has just went from this to this. That means your opportunity to open up a business has went from this to this. That means your opportunity to purchase investments or whatever it is has gone from this to this. And so you have to understand that, wait a minute, not only is my quality of life improving, because again, we all know that the foods in America is not designed to make us super healthy and strong. However, in different countries, they have a lot more bans. They're a lot more strict when it comes to certain foods. There's a lot more organic choices just because the people who are farmers who pick out the carrots or the cucumbers or whatever from the ground are going to be selling it fresh to you that day. Right? We know that the food is different. So not only is your health going to improve and change, but it's also going to change your wealth, because again, you can buy houses at a lot more of an affordable price. You can open up that business at a much more affordable price.